Hey everyone, this is Walter, and we're back here once again to read stuff from Reddit. Nice guys are men who try to put on a nice act to fool women into dating them. But it's great entertainment for Reddit when they drop the mask. Let's get started with Nice Guys from Reddit. This post is from Reddit Nice Guy Stories. So I met this guy in group therapy. We rarely spoke. He just knew I lived in a certain town. He ran into me at the grocery store once, which was innocent probably. Then he found me on Facebook, which is odd because he didn't know my last name, and my first name is different on Facebook. He started messaging me through Facebook, which was innocent at first. We ran into each other at group therapy, and after that he constantly messaged me throughout the day. I barely responded to him, adding something in now and then. He started calling me honey or hun, because he's a dad, and that's what he calls his little girls. Then after hours of constant messages, he sends me a Google map of his house to my address, which I never gave him. After a few more of his messages, I tell him that he's starting to creep me out. Then he gets mad at me and tries to gaslight me into thinking there's something wrong with me for finding that creepy. That is insanely creepy, like everything about it. And where they met probably makes it worse. You'd think you're just gonna roll through life like that? Ain't gonna happen. So respond, and connect, and don't go through the bullshit motions. And don't tell me, oh, I was sleeping. F you, Alyssa. Wake the fuck up and respond. I'm so mad at you. I thought you were different, like cool. I really liked you in IOP and thought that chick's cool. I want to get to know her. And it's okay if you're through things. I just imagine. And of course I know. But I'm a nice person looking for a friend. I don't think IOP is where you get it. You need to talk to the group leader and show them these texts. I did, and she had my back. She was going to talk to him, but then he mysteriously never showed up. Haven't heard from him since. There's not as many comments on this subreddit because it's much smaller. This next post is called, Did I Overreact or Is This Guy Nuts? I get that. I need to take a nap before my appointment. Is it okay if I text you in a few hours? To be honest, I want to hang out. The same reason why you want to call me, because it's nice to have someone. And I need to stop hanging off my family so much. Of course, go for it. Alright, talk to you later. Talk to you later. Half an hour later. I know you're sleeping, but I'm so bored. You probably blocked me. I thought your therapy appointment was at 4. I'm so confused. Oh, you thought this guy could handle waiting a single hour without losing it? Yeah, right, not in one of my videos. Blank, it hasn't even been an hour. What are you on about? Just because you said be back in a few hours, implying you'd be sleeping for a few hours, but you said your appointment was at 4, lol. I didn't know if you were just gonna head to your appointment immediately after waking up or not. That's what confused me, lol. Sorry. You don't have to be rude. Oh yeah, this person she doesn't really know just wants to micromanage every part of her schedule. Yeah, fuck off with that shit. I wanted to take a nap and then log in online for my appointment, because it's virtual. That whole thing would likely take a few hours altogether. It's not healthy to expect constant access to someone's time when they have other things to do. I know you're bored, but assuming that I blocked you because I didn't text you for 30 minutes is not healthy behavior. Well, for what it's worth, I hope you're able to meet more nice people and develop a solid group of friends and a support system for yourself. Everyone deserves that. It's not good to rely on one person for emotional support. It's always better to have a group of people to talk to and hang out with. That's good, Blank. But right now I'm looking for a relationship, and so are you. So don't forget about that mission, lol. We agreed to take it slow, yes, and I'll go as slow as you want, but that's my end goal. You can do multiple things at once. You can balance out a friend group and develop relationships with a significant other at the same time. You don't have to pick one or the other. She's like, oh my god, please get some friends so I don't have to hear from you every 5 seconds. But that's not what he wants. I don't think it's going to work out. Yeah, I'm working on stuff too. That's why I'm back in therapy. And I'm here to help too. I mean, you downloaded Badoo for a reason. You know deep down you want love. I might not be ready for a relationship. It sounds nice, but I'm not in a good headspace for it. So you're basically wasting my time. Wow. You said we could see where things go. It's getting red flaggy in here, and you're making me uncomfortable. I have a bad feeling in the pit of my stomach. Huh? When we met, I told you I was looking for a relationship. An eventual one. I'm good being friends right now, but I'm looking for an eventual relationship. I'm in a dating app. How is that red flaggy? You need some real help, blank. You don't talk to someone like that. You have no communication skills. She's wasting his time when he's the one demanding to text all day? Yeah, sure. I feel like if someone's this controlling to someone they've never met before, they would be unbearable if you tried to date them. In general, I find it's good to treat new people like the way they're talking to you is the way they're always going to talk to you. This guy sounds exhausting if nothing else, and in my opinion reacted to you setting very normal boundaries by lashing out. Bullet officially dodged. This dude is not only clingy, but has extremely low self-esteem and lacks respect for boundaries. A lot of growing up to do, and maybe you should try a hobby. Being a well-rounded individual is essential for a healthy partnership. What's presented here is a far cry from a legitimate partner, or a mature adult for that matter. Consider yourself fortunate. Get the crazies out of the way and find someone. Good luck on your search. Yeah, the low self-esteem was wild. She's not even gone for an hour and he assumes that she blocked him. What the Christ? Okay, let's move on. How is randomly sending me that sort of a text a compliment? It was unwarranted and just generally weird to have randomly said that, especially to someone you don't know. Also, why would I want a compliment from you? Why would you assume that? Why are you saving pics of my boxers? Why are you sending them with weird texts? What was weird? What's not clicking for you? You don't just randomly send a random girl sit on my face with a photo of your crotch that's literally so fucked up, and then to say it was a compliment? I actually cracked up laughing when I first read this. It's a bit of a stretch to call that a compliment, yes. I don't get you, girl. You probably won't get any girl if you keep this shit up, to be fair. No girl wants a pervert. He knows it's not okay, but as long as you reply to him, you're giving him what he wants. Attention. Block him. Yeah, I guess just responding at all is confirmation that someone had to look at it. Next, we have a pretty crazy story I found from 4 years ago. It's in the form of one gigantic paragraph, so I'm going to reformat it myself. Nice guy offers to let me bear his children to purify their blood. Excuse the formatting, I'm on mobile. Forgive me, this is a long one. So to start things off, I should give some background. I, 22 female, attend a HBCU, getting my master's in African American history. My father is a third-generation Chinese immigrant, and my mother is a Nigerian immigrant. Although I am half Asian, the only thing I inherited from my dad is the blend of hair and skin color between him and my mom. Because I am basically a walking clone of my mother, aside from looser curls and slightly lighter skin. I have always identified as African American because that's what I am perceived as. Now that that's out of the way, I met Nice Guy in my last year of undergrad because we had a class together, and we took the same train to and from school. Although I tend to come off as pretty cold, a cultural personality trait I picked up from my dad, he would chat to me on the train and I enjoyed the company. We weren't really friends per se, just school buddies, and never talked or hung out outside of school events or riding the train. And like I said before, I can be kind of reserved, so we never discussed my personal life, until... Flash forward a whole year. He asked me if I'd like to meet him and some of his friends at the movies, because It Chapter 2 was coming out, and I said yes, because not only do I love Stephen King, but I needed an excuse to get out. That's where I went wrong, apparently. Everything started off great. We met up with a guy and girl, seemed pretty cool. Things started to get weird when we were waiting in line for tickets, and I was chatting with the other guy, we'll call him Tom, about the book It, and Nice Guy slipped his arm around my waist and said, "Don't go trying to steal my date, Tom. You've got your own," and laughed. My face went blank and it immediately clicked in my head. Nice Guy thought this was a double date. But I had a whole boyfriend that I lived with. Once inside, I pulled Nice Guy aside and let him know straightforward, this is not a date. You did not ask me on a date. If you did, I would have said no. I have a long-term boyfriend. He seemed disappointed, but he took it well and apologized for not being more clear. And with that, we agreed we could be friends and watched the movie. I thought that was that, but I was so incredibly wrong. And he does this when he knows about her long-term boyfriend? Is he just trying to ignore reality here? I don't think I'd want to show my face to her if I tried to pull something like this little move. It's shameful. Through the next year, he continued to flirt with me, and even added all my social media so he could text me there. I would constantly remind him that I had a boyfriend and that it wasn't cool for him to do that, and then he would apologize and do it all over again. Then once quarantine started, I would catch myself getting too into my phone, so I would occasionally delete my social media for a few weeks and then download it again. Nice guy did not like this and wouldn't hesitate to tell me so. Finally, I decided to tell him we would have to be friends from a distance. You know, no ill will, silently root for each other, or say hi but not actually hang out. Because he was making both myself and my boyfriend uncomfortable. That is when he took it upon himself to find my boyfriend's Instagram. This was weird because Nice Guy didn't even know my boyfriend's name, and I didn't like posting my private life on social media, just art and cooking mostly. This was also weird because the only social media my boyfriend had was an Instagram account for his business. He trades in Forex for rich people and takes a percentage of the earnings, and also does classes on Patreon teaching others how to trade. Nice Guy sent my boyfriend messages about how he was holding me back, and a smart, beautiful girl like me shouldn't stoop so low as to date a guy that dropped out of college. He said he couldn't take care of me or provide the life I deserved, even though he paid all the bills so I could focus on school without having to work. He even accused him of forcing me to be Muslim so he could control me. He was not. I've been Muslim my whole life. After that, I messaged him and said I didn't want any contact whatsoever with him, and once quarantine was over, not to even look at me if he saw me on the train. I feel like if someone messages you jealous, it's usually funny, but I guess not if they're actually stalking your partner. Anyway, he's gonna get much more racist here, as the title already implied. This is when he really snapped on me and told me that I make the school look bad because I'm a white girl pretending to be black and probably stealing scholarships away from actual black people who deserve it. When I told him he sounded ignorant and that I was Asian and African, not white, he said Asian is white, and then ranted about how I could have had a black king take care of me, but I'd rather date some sand N-word. My boyfriend's Haitian and Dominican, but many people think he looks Middle Eastern, and that he was going to do me a favor by letting me bear his children and purify their blood, and detailing all the sexual things he would do to me. It shouldn't be a shock that I was completely done with him at this point. After I told him that if he ever approached me in public, I'd tase him in the balls and blocked him, I write the professor of a class he was a TA for, with screenshots of our convo attached. It's been 4 months since, and every once in a while, I get weird DM requests from shady accounts named after rappers, with some kind of threat. But the dude doesn't even take the same train anymore, and he lost his TA position, so I guess that's an L for Nice Guy. This guy doesn't even care that he's wrong. He's just going to tell her what her race is. I don't want to sit here and go on about, don't be racist, guys, because that's kind of obvious, but it is bizarre to me how often the men in these videos are into eugenics. There's also someone in the comments telling the OP you can't be Muslim and have a boyfriend. That doesn't sound right to me, but let me know in the comments if you want. Okay, this is from Reddit Nice Guys. Okay, so now it looks like you're ignoring my messages. Thought we had a nice conversation earlier. I don't understand what's going on. I'm trying to go to sleep, sorry. I'm sorry, Kimmy, but I messaged you at 5 p.m. and I didn't hear from you. Now you're saying you're trying to go to sleep. I find that to be very rude. I was very nice to you. I didn't think you would be this disrespectful. I apologize. I was babysitting tonight, so I couldn't respond. Have a good night. Well, do you want to continue our conversation? No thanks, but it was nice meeting you. I am shocked to see that a Jewish girl would treat someone of their own like this. You were very rude to me last night with your first response, and you know that it was very disrespectful. You could have been sincere, but chose to treat me like garbage. I ask you about yourself, and you find something wrong with me doing so. I thought you had a little more class than this. Did he think he was totally in with her just because they're Jewish? And respect is a one-way street with this guy. He uses very respectful-sounding language to completely disrespect her and her time. Translation: we're both Jewish, so you have to put up with my dickheadedness. So you're supposed to treat someone of your own better? Ew. How about treat everyone the same? Also, she doesn't owe a stranger her undivided attention. We have lives outside of dating. They had a great conversation, and doesn't mean Kimmy has to respond to Mr. Wonderful immediately. He sounds demanding and special. Kimmy dodged a bullet. I was dating this guy like 10 years ago, only had gone on 3 dates, and he seems super nice and normal. I was in a band at the time, and one Saturday I forgot my phone when I went to an early band practice, followed by a performance at a church event. I got home late in the afternoon to find more text messages than I could count and 12 missed calls. He went absolutely berserk when I didn't answer his first messages. And mind you, he knew I was in a band and knew I was doing a gig that day. I ended it immediately and he went even more berserk. One of the many reasons I decided to just stay single. Good thing I'm not a woman. I pass out for the night randomly all the time. These guys just lose it over that. Anyway, I think that's about all the time I have for you today. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you liked the video, please give it a like. If you have something to say about the nice guys, or any suggestions or anything, let me hear it in the comments. I'll be reading them while the video's new. If you're new here, consider subscribing for more of the same. Also, I think I want to cover Reddit Am I Overreacting soon. It looks fun. And finally, big thanks to my amazing patrons who support me more directly over on Patreon. It's a lot of help. I'm still on the grind, so I should be back soon with at least more Reddit content. Have a great day, everyone, and don't forget to answer all of your texts within a few minutes.